asked Sheetal to give an overview of the biotech phakic lenses. She'll be talking on design and experience. I think Sheetal, a quick wrap up with your own experience with the biotech would help us.
So
and I'll request Dr. Gaurav to be ready with his presentation on the next dais. Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends. So I'll be discussing about the biotech phakic IOLs design and experience. So I've been using these lenses now since past 7 or 8 years, and this is a quick comparison between Icryl phakic and the Vision ICL phakic IOL. So the Icryl phakic IOL actually the difference is in the material. So it's made of hydrophilic acrylic, whereas the Star ICL is made of porcine polymer. So because of the hydrophilic material, it's a bit more firm, and the leading hole is on the left side in the Icryl, whereas it's on the right side on in the Star lens. The injection system is comparatively easy. It's just like loading a hydrophilic lens in a butterfly cartridge, and it can go through a 2.8 millimeter incision easily, whereas for the Star ICL it needs a slightly larger incision, and the optic is aspheric versus Star ICL, which is non-aspheric. So coming to specifications, it has a water content of 26%. The optic diameter, when I say the word optic diameter, it essentially means the clear optic. So the clear optic varies from 4.65 to 5.50 millimeters in the biotech lenses, and the overall length, it varies from 12 mm to up to 13.5 mm. This is basically to show that how much of the pupil is effectively covered by these lenses. So for a clear optic zone of 4.65, it covers up to 5.86 millimeters of pupil, and for a clear zone of 5.5, it covers up to 6.9, which is slightly smaller compared to the ICL. So for the torics, they have a nice customized models wherein you can just implant the lens at 0-180 degrees, and you can rotate them. They're already customized at 0, 30, 60 and 90 and 120 and 150. So if you have any axis which is matching with these axes, so you can just directly implant it horizontally. But if there's any axis which is between the two, then you can basically the maximum rotation required is just 15 degrees compared to Star ICL, where it can be up to 22.5 degrees. So just a surgical video of showing the loading and implantation of the lens. So loading is very easy. So those surgeons who want to start with phakic IOL practice, I think these are the easiest lenses to start with, and it's just like loading a intraocular lens. So this is just about the surgery. So I've just made around 3 millimeters clear corneal wound, and I make a side port to stabilize the eye. And you must be careful to see the orientation of the lens. The leading hole must be on the left side. So this is a toric implant, and I'm using the Callisto system basically to orient the lens in its correct axis. And this is the ICL manipulator invented by also Dr. Sri Ganesh. The underside is sandblasted, so it helps in easy rotation and manipulation of the lens. So just briefly talking about this clinical study, which is already published in Journal of Refractive Surgery. This study was conducted in Netradhama Super Speciality Eye Hospital, and the aim was to compare the visual and refractive outcomes of Icryl toric phakic IOL versus the Star ICL over a period of 2 years. We had 50 eyes in both the groups. Minimum refractive astigmatism had to be 1 diopter or more, and of course, the usual inclusion and exclusion criteria were followed. The treatment planning was done based on the online calculators of the respective companies. Post-operative regimen was same. And this is the pre-op comparison of both the groups. Both groups were perfectly matched for age, sphere, cylinder, SE, keratometry, white to white, ACT, etc. Looking at the efficacy, both the groups had similar efficacy almost, wherein 72% eyes achieved 20/2 or better vision in Star ICL group versus 76% eyes, so almost similar. With regard to safety, again, there were no eyes that lost even one line of CDVA, so that it was excellent in both the groups. Spherical equivalent accuracy was also similar, with 80% eyes achieving SE between plus minus 0.5 in both the groups. And with regard to astigmatism correction, outcomes were slightly better in the ICL toric group, wherein 92% eyes were within plus minus 0.5 range versus 88% in the star ICL. Stability at the end of 2 years was also comparable. This is data at 24 months. Again, the mean values of sphere, cylinder, SE, UDV and CDVA were also comparable. The vault height and rotational stability was also studied, and the average vault reduced by 18 microns in the ICL group versus 13 micron in the toric phakic group. With regard to patient satisfaction, again, there were no significant differences. We asked them questions about spectacle independence, dysphotopsia symptoms, and overall satisfaction score. They were also comparable. Long-term complications, we did not have any significant complication in the ICL phakic toric group, whereas in the star ICL group, we did have one eye that required rerotation in the early post-op period, and 2 eyes of one patient that required exchange due to abnormally high vault. So to conclude, both toric phakic IOLs exhibited excellent safety, efficacy, stability, as well as rotational stability. In the long term, spectacle independence and patient satisfaction scores were comparable. So we can safely say that Indian manufactured biotech phakic lenses have fared at par with the foreign made lenses, and especially for those surgeons who want to start with their phakic oil practice, I think these are the easiest lenses to adapt. Thank you so much for your attention.